I grew up with the ocean dub of Dragon Ball Z.
Wake up, you little tenderfoot. Boot camp is about to begin.
And while I'll forever cherish those memories with moments that automatically bring me back to my childhood, from the voice actors and hilarious jokes.
All right then, get on with it, green beanhead!
It's all yours. What a bunch of jerks. Are you nuts?
Why so blue, green man? Is it because you're powerless to help your friend, or because you're just plain ugly?
It's over 9,000! Quiet! I can't take that noise anymore, you hear?
It's when I discovered the uncensored versions is when I truly was introduced to the essence of what Dragon Ball Z is. And from there was no going back.
I can't go back, can I?
No.
From watching the Vegeta vs Zarbon fight in full, seeing what was edited out for the viewer's sensibilities, even the scene where Goku returns from the dead to take on Nappa and seeing all of his friends laid out dead, compared to having their bodies slowly vanish into the next dimension. These little things add seriousness and severity to the story that, in my opinion, has been heavily watered down in the current franchise. And this goes for Dragon Ball as well. As goofy as the franchise can be, characters would face their demise unpredictably, displaying what true evil looks like, not sparing the viewer's sensibilities. And not just here and there, but often you would see characters die you grew attached to. And it really shows the level of maturity in how Japan gives their audience much more credit versus over here where we treat everyone like infants damn near. So when I see Toei Animation get nominated for an Oscar this year, them feeling proud of that and now aiming to make stories with the Oscars in mind from the inception, looking to cater to a Western audience more, that concerns me. Also hearing from one of my viewers during a live stream that Dragon Ball Daima was nominated for a Kids' Choice Award, to me that raises many red flags. And it's not that these nominations are inherently bad, it's just that nowadays that criteria of what's required to be considered for these awards means the lessening of entertainment value and storytelling in my eyes, only meant to appease a bubble full of celebrities who are so out of touch, caught in a forever loop of circle jerking. And this isn't exclusive to Toei or the Dragon Ball franchise, but anime overall, not just facing Western censorship, but the threat of political correctness that has already rotted much of Western entertainment. But it seems Japanese creators are also worried about this as well. Naruto studio balls on political correctness. Piero doesn't let anime characters smoke just to meet Western standards. We don't make characters smoke in order to take some series overseas. We had to make the violence a little less violent and avoid sexy expressions. If Japanese animation is bound by such restrictions on expression, there is no way that people overseas will want to watch it. Right, because you would be stripping away everything that makes anime in the first place. In other words, fun, something the politically correct types are allergic to. I remember doing a live music performance years ago on Halloween, and I decided to dress up as Asuma for my costume from Naruto. I had his knuckle knives, the headband, the whole outfit, but the only thing I was missing was a cigarette because I don't smoke. But luckily, someone in the crowd had an extra one I could bum off, and that alone made my outfit complete and easily distinguishable from the other Leaf Village characters. It was part of his personality. Also, the constant hate journalists have towards fan service contributes to this finger-waving hall monitor approach. Can't have attractive women in sexy outfits in anime. I remember reading this article a while back of a journalist getting upset of the fan service Bleach has along with the fan art. The Bleach Soy Fun art is how I know Kubo's fans will never stop objectifying women. A Soy Fun fan art is enough proof of the fact that Bleach and Kubo fans are just in it for the fan service and objectification of women. Kubo has introduced quite a lot of fan service in Bleach, thank him for that.
Hell yes.
And it's a lot even compared to its peers. Needless to say, it often has a negative impact on the characters, really. I'm sorry, it's funny how these journalists view these characters like they're real people, especially when well-developed women are turned into thirst traps. At times, the fan service feels completely inappropriate. Oh my God, yo. Soy Fun is not overtly sexualized in Bleach, and she is one of the few characters who have been spared. However, none of it matters to Bleach fans who only care about sexualizing her character. Search up Soy Fun fan art and you are bound to come across images that explicitly make thirst traps out of her. A Reddit user recently posted a Soy Fun fan art made by an artist, and it shows her in an extremely revealing outfit, which is not at all suitable for combat. God, these people hate fun. Orihime and Rangiku, shout out to my Double D's woman, are also the biggest victims, and their achievements are almost always overlooked in favor of fan service. They make it sound like these are real people being sex trafficked like the movie Taken or something, yo. However, shonen should not stand for making the defining traits of female characters sexually attractive and helpless. Bleach fans need to learn to stop objectifying its characters and give them the respect they all deserve.
Shut when you think about it.
Sometimes you gotta laugh at the derangement these people have. It is not that serious, but this is how current journalists operate. They are persistent about changing anime from within, constantly getting offended by what fans have been enjoying from it for decades, when instead they could actually dive into a different medium, but that would make them sane individuals and not activists. You know, I've been recently learning about John O'Donnell, watching his interviews about his journey and how he was widely responsible for bringing anime to the West, and he is someone I highly respect, someone who is a true fan of anime. He understands the tropes, the violence, and the adult mature content it provides.
It's edited for American sensibilities. Yes. What is the difference in our sensibility as against the Japanese sensibility?
I think the biggest difference is in America there's a very clear concept that comic books and cartoons are for children. And this is a result of 40, 50 years of history. We're the only country in the world, however, that really feels that way. In Europe, for decades, comic books for adults have been a staple.
So these imports are edited for a children's sensibility for the most part?
Previously they have been, yes. They've been brought to America, edited, sanitized. Sailor Moon would be an example where the violence has been taken out. When the girls change their clothes in Japan, you actually see them without their clothes in the middle of the change. Of course, that's been taken out. With Dragon Ball on American TV, the violent scenes have been taken out. Any scene of showing blood.
Now we're talking just about television, or are we talking about the video cassettes?
In the case of television, it must be edited to fit the broadcast network standards and practices, which results in a very watered-down version. In the case of video, you're free to leave the programming true to the artistic vision of the original creator.
And last but not least, the fan service.
They had what we call fan service, like panty shots.
Right, maybe a flash of boobs.
Exactly, because who is our target market? Young men.
Right.
Okay, hot babes, a lot of weaponry. Now, one of your original questions was, what made me think about anime? When I saw how much stuff like this there was in Japan, I thought to myself, that works for me. And I can't be the only male in America for which that works. Pretty simple stuff.
Hell yes.
This is the person you want in charge of Crunchyroll and every anime department on these streaming platforms that deals with the licensing and distribution. He's not an opportunistic outsider only looking at the popularity of anime, seeking to only get rich from it. He actually cares about what the fans want because he's also a fan himself. Unlike these tourist journalists who constantly talk about it in a condescending, pretentious, I wish I didn't have to report on it, but since it's popular I do kind of manner. Only with disdain and not joy. Like, if you don't like what anime has to offer, you can leave.
Why don't you get the hell out?
Why don't you get out?
Get the fuck out!
Seriously. But that's all I have for this video. Tell me what you think in the comment section below. I don't know what the future of anime holds. Maybe it will be the biggest studios or projects that will succumb to political correctness, chasing that Western dollar, but in return will tarnish their legacies when what they offer suffers in creativity. And maybe the smaller projects and stories will persevere, holding on to the long-term fans because with them comes longevity and true appreciation versus the casual come-and-go fan. Also, if you haven't already, check out my music on Spotify, links in the description. If you love those Samurai Champloo, lo-fi mellow boom bap vibes, then my music is definitely for you. Also, if you want to support my channel and the content I create, consider joining my channel through memberships. It's much appreciated. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Free think. Peace.